Welcome to Where We Learn Building Display Screens. This video looks at how to build your own display screens for your organization. A display screen is very easy to build and maintain. We start by going into the School tab on your dashboard. Display screens are created for particular classes, organizations and families. This demonstration is for a class, so we make sure we have the correct class selected. We choose Display Screen Create and we give our display screen a unique name that will help us remember it. After clicking Create, we are brought to manage different items in our display screen. When we start, there are no items to display, so let's go add some. Choosing Display Screen, Item Add, we can easily add something. The simplest option is to fill in the name and the title. I'm populating the body here as well for my own personal convenience. Choose Save down the bottom and the item is added. So let's take a look at what we've built. Default additions are set to display for 5 seconds with a default animation. We can see here the title with the wording is what we get. That's nice, but it's only one screen, so let's go add some more. Clicking the back arrow, we proceed to add screens 2 and 3. In screen 2, we're going to set the background color to a rich blue just for contrast purposes. Clicking Save and then into Display the Screen, let's see the difference that we've just added. And there it is. So we now have 2 different screens in our display screen. Let's go and add that 3rd screen just for contrast. Same process again, we choose Add, we give it a title and a name, but this time we're going to set the color to a very bright green, just to provide extra contrast. So our first screen is black, our second screen is blue, and our 3rd screen is green. The default amount of time for the screens when you're adding them is set to 5 seconds, but this can also be shortened to 3 seconds. It can also be extended out to very large amounts of time, anything up to 2 minutes. To edit the contents of any one of the screens, we use the feather icon to the right hand side of it. For this demonstration, let's set the duration on screen to 3 seconds. Next up, we're going to add some real visual impact to these items by setting an image as the background. Again, recommending the amazing Pixabay, we select some images to use. We right-click the image and choose Copy Image Address. We paste it into our image as the background image, and we repeat the process with 3 different images, so we set our 3 screens with 3 different images from Pixabay. Please note, we are just copying the address of these images, not the whole images. So we're just pasting in the URL of the image. So what have we created? Wow, this is now our display screen. On each screen, we can clearly see the image and the title that we have set for each item. Because these are presentation screens, we can add a lovely feature to them called a watermark. The watermark will sit on top of all of the screens and doesn't need to be added to each item separately. Firstly, we choose a location for the watermark. Bottom right is often nice. Alpha refers to how transparent something is, with 0 being invisible and 1 being completely solid. So we make the text quite solid at 0.8, but the background color quite transparent at 0.3. Next, some text for our watermark, and then a font size. Popping back to primary, what color will the text in our watermark be? We set it to white with a black background. Saving our settings, let's see the watermark in action. The watermark floats over the top of the items and remains through the transitions. You don't have to use text as a watermark, you can just as easily use an image. In the watermark tab, we copy in the URL image we want to use and we set the height and width of the image. Saving those settings, we can see the immediate difference to our display screen. In this example, the image is predominantly black, so it helps to tweak the settings around it, such as the background color. A simple swap of the background color to white an update of the settings, and a notable difference. The images and content of a display screen are only limited by your imagination. So what else does the display screen tool have as being useful to us? So let's have a look. First up, it's possible to share a display screen with the world. Change the public to true, and then anyone in the world can review your display screen. By default, this will be set to false, and display screens are only visible to you or members of your class, organization, or family. Using a different browser, I can demonstrate some of how the display screen will present. Firstly, with public enabled, it is visible without logging in. Here is a different browser. I'm not logged in, and it has very different on-screen dimensions. The background images will stretch to fit the size of the browser window. So whether you have a long, tall screen, or a mobile screen, or a wide, flat screen, the display screen is going to adapt to fit the space available. Most browsers have a full screen option. In this browser, Opera, the option is turned on using F11. In this way, display screens present like a dedicated presentation tool for use in a store window or in televisions in classrooms or in foyers. Why not build a display screen for your family in your home? There are a number of other configuration options for display screens and their items in the next training video. There are loads more videos to explore and tools for us to use. Please explore and enjoy learning with WhereWeLearn.